Hi, hello, how are you? And welcome back to another video. This video is actually two speed builds, and it's actually not just a speed build, it's a collab with the ever lovely Live the Simmer, who has finally returned to YouTube. Can we all just like have a moment of silence to like thank the universe for that? But anyway, so Liv and I have been trying to figure out a collab ever since she came back because that's literally the best thing to do on YouTube is collab with her. So um, we decided, well, Liv decided, this was all her idea, I give her full credit, that we would do a tiny house build collab. And so we each did the exterior of our like tiny house and we picked lot traits for it. And then we sent each other our saves and we did the furnishing on the inside for each other. And this is my house you're looking at currently, the exterior. What I wanted to do was, if you look at tiny houses, a lot of them have like a loft bed. And so I wanted to do that, but because of the way things are designed in The Sims, or at least how they were designed when I was building this, because this was built prior to terrain tools, I just had to do a second story. So it's like 2-story height, but that's not what I was going for. So it's like cathedral ceilings or something. I don't know. Justify it how you will. It's still a tiny house. Okay, the square footage is itty bitty. But anyway, so I wanted to do that, but I wasn't focused too much on the inside because Liv's got that taken care of. We were actually supposed to pick the flooring and like the wallpaper and stuff for the inside, but I completely forgot because I got really caught up in the landscaping and the outside once I figured out what I wanted to do with it, because the outside was a trial. I knew how I wanted the general shape of the inside to be, but I was like, what was I doing? I was trying to figure out how to do like a rounded front porch, and things just were, you'll see. I just went through so many different things and it wasn't working and the roof was boring and I don't know. But it finally came together after I changed the roof shape a little bit and stuff. And then I decided, after I finally figured out the color, which honestly, picking the siding and the color and all that stuff for this house was the hardest thing. I don't know why. It's because I wanted to do, I kept bouncing back and forth with different things because of like the inspiration I kept getting from different kinds of fencing that I was using on the front porch. And at one point I was like, "Ooh, what if this looked like some kind of really cartoony daycare thing with those low-lying fences?" But then those didn't really match anything, and I don't know. It was a trial to say the least. Once I figured it out, the house was really cute. And I was like, okay, what if we really play up the cute? What if it's kind of eccentrically cute? What if the person lives here is really nice and really endearing, but but they're the person with all the lawn gnomes, and you'll notice there are a lot of gnomes in this yard, and all the lawn decorations, and like the carefully manicured flowers, and like all this stuff. And that's why the name of this lot is actually Gnome Home, because the gnomes took over. And I feel like every holiday celebrated at this house should have gnomes involved, because if not, you're doing it wrong, clearly. I can't wait to see what Liv does with the inside, just based on the gnome home aesthetic. I think one of the lot traits I actually gave it was gnomes. So gnomes will be wreaking havoc on you if you live in this lot, probably. But I got to play with landscaping, which I love. I threw some birch trees in there because ever since Cats and Dogs came out, all I can do is hang out with those birch trees. I also tried to like, aside from giving her that tiny loft for the bedroom area, I tried to challenge Liv with an odd first floor shape. So I don't know how she decided to fit the bathroom and everything in there, but hey, you'll see when I built her house that she kind of gave me an awkward kitchen space. So I think we're even, just a little even, but that's kind of how that came out. My favorite part, as usual, was the landscaping. I ended up giving the house a little patio area and getting things together, and what am I saying? Getting things together. The gnomes. I try to hide the gnomes in like places that were kind of relevant to the type of gnome. So I have a fountain that I placed in the front yard. And so what I ended up doing was I took, the naked gnome, I placed him in the top of the fountain. Um and so you have this naked, or not the top of the fountain, but he's in the fountain, just like nude. He's skinny dipping in the fountain, is what I'm trying to say. Oh my gosh. And then I put the swimming gnome, the one with the little inner tube, at the top of the fountain. I ended up hiding one of the gnomes under the side door slash back door stairs. So if you look, he's just like peeking through at you. I don't think, end up putting in the flamingo lawn ornament because though I wanted to, and I wanted to go like lawn ornament nuts with this thing, I wanted to focus on the gnomes because it is the gnome home. And now that I have the name gnome home stuck in my like head, I kind of wish that I had made it look gnome shaped, like a round house with a tall pointy roof, and that that was it. Like, oh my goodness. It could have been even better. Like, oh my gosh, could the roof could have been red. Okay, let's not talk about what could have been. Let's focus on what is because this build is cute. I think even if oh my gosh, I wonder how many gnomes Liv put in the inside. Because when I'm recording this, I haven't seen it. So I'm not gonna see what she did to the interior of the house until you do. So the only house I know that looks like completed is hers. So she could have done anything. She could have I didn't paint the walls for her, so she could have done oh my gosh, she could have done anything. She could have done polka dotted walls. There could be gnomes on every single surface. What if there's the sad clown painting? What if everything's clown themed? Oh my gosh. It's the interior supposed to match the lot traits, so she has to do something with gnomes, right? Since I gave her that lot trait. I might be having a crisis. I trust her. I trust her. But speaking of, I'm going to mention this again at the end of the video, but while we're here, make sure that if you like this house that you go check out Liv's channel and her half of this collab because it's probably amazing. I mean, she's amazing. Even if you don't like speed builds, which what are you doing if you don't like speed builds? One, what are you doing here if you don't like speed builds? Anyway, maybe you were just attracted to the title Gnome Home. Whatever works for you. Anyway, she has a really great Let's Play called Finding Jenny, and I'm not gonna spoil that for you. Just go watch it. That's all I have to say. But anyway, get back to the gnomes. That's what I forgot. I put the llama topiary in here. I was almost gonna go, like I said, it's like the eccentric neighbor that goes like way overboard on their lawn, but in a like cute tacky kind of way. And so I put the llama topiary by the back door, but I was really tempted to put more of them other places, and even like the shaped trees, the ones where they're kind of I don't want to say twirly, but twirly, and they have the leaves are manicured and like perfect spheres. I thought about putting those on either side of the porch, but I didn't know how far I wanted to go with the eccentric stuff. So I let it go. I dropped it back. So that's how that went. And then we have a little picnic area. I debated putting a pool in here because lately I've just been on a pool kick with the builds that I do. But I decided against it. I thought there'd be like a little pool area, or no, not a little pool area, a little patio area with a little picnic table. Because if you have a tiny house, you're really not gonna have a pool. Because I feel like a lot of the thing with tiny houses is minimalism and I don't know, just things like that. So you'd have an outdoor space, but you probably wouldn't have an outdoor pool space. Probably not, especially an in-ground pool. A lot of tiny houses are mobile, and I couldn't do that here without just like doing some weird stuff with move objects to like give it wheels. And I thought about that. I thought about doing one of those like converted carriage houses, but in the end, I thought this cute little monstrosity worked out well. I think one of the gnomes is actually missing in the end because Liv doesn't have vampires, and I tried really hard not to use anything for vampires, but I think I dropped a gnome in there for vampires. I don't know which one. I don't know what creepy gnomes there are, but that's what I can say. Also, that Sim standing out front, I just generated him randomly for the sake of the save. I don't even remember his name, but he's definitely not the person who would live in that house. He's like a classy businessman. But anyway, let's jump into the second half of this collab, which is me furnishing Liv's tiny house. Liv's tiny house puts mine to shame so much. It is so freaking cute. Look at it. I opened the save file and I was like, I can't believe I sent her what I sent her because this is adorable. This is the house you want to buy when like you want this to be just a lot that your sim can choose from, right? Look at it. It's amazing. The only thing that I struggled with was that the kitchen is so small that I couldn't put two counters in there. And so I don't know if the kitchen technically functions because you have to have a counter for the sink, but you also have to have a counter for sims to interact with when they cook food. So I don't know if your sims can cook food in this kitchen. The stove might be purely for decoration, which I know people okay, tangent. My boss has a condo, and that condo it's for obviously for people. But anyway, let's not get too long-winded here. There's a stove in the kitchen in the condo, but the stove is not hooked up. And it's because the stove is really cute, but I don't remember if something's wrong with it or whatever. But she doesn't want people to cook there because she's like, if you're staying in the condo, you should go out to eat or you should order food. And so there's this really pretty like gas range stove in the kitchen that is completely useless. And I think that's so funny. So that's what's happening here is that the stove is just for decoration. Don't even look at it. Oh my gosh. As I'm watching this, I'm realizing that I didn't even put a fridge in here. Where was I supposed to put the fridge? I was so focused on the counters that I don't even know where I was supposed to put the fridge. This is some nonsense. Oh my gosh. I wonder what I did. What did I do wrong? I mean, I know what I did wrong. I left out the freaking refrigerator. Okay, so the kitchen's completely for decoration. That's what's going on here. None of it works. So that's what's going on. I can't believe I did that. Oh my gosh. But I like the rest of the house. She gave it all these cozy lot traits, and so I wanted it to be kind of this little like book nook type house. So it was like everything's plush, and I really want to put a bunch of bookshelves in here, but it is a tiny house, and there are not rooms in general. But there's also not room for a bookshelf anywhere in this house. I couldn't do it because I squeezed a dresser into the bedroom, that tiny little twin bed, and I managed to get an easel in there so people could paint if they wanted to. And by people, I mean a single person that's gonna squeeze themselves in the house. This isn't even really a house you'd have company at, even though there's 2 seats at the dining table. But again, you'd have to order pizza or something. And then where would you sit the pizza? There are no counters. They're probably gonna, oh my gosh, you play in this house, they're gonna come and use that extra counter space in the bathroom, except they can't because I covered it in plants. I don't know. I think the house is, minus the fact that the kitchen is completely busted. Um, Man, I didn't put a toilet either. What did I do? Oh my gosh. See, I could re-record this. I could fix it and you could never know. But I'm going to let you see my mistakes because normally Liv and I do collabs and normally they're challenges and Liv ends up making mistakes and we get to laugh at her. But now it's Liv's turn to laugh at me. So, Liv and everyone watching, I forgot the fridge. I forgot the toilet. Good luck peeing outside. I don't know what to tell you, but you have plenty of places to read and you can paint in the light of that beautiful window. And I think the bedroom functions. So there's that. But anyway, this is about to be over. If you want to explore or use either house, probably not this one because I did a terrible job furnishing it. They'll be on the gallery. And make sure to head over to Liv's channel. I'll link it down below to check out her Apple Collab. But anyway, I'm going to let you go. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Bye!